We will do one experiment to find out the value of gravitational acceleration with whatever material is available at home. So the aim is to find out the value of gravitational acceleration using a simple pendulum, and then we have to plot a graph between the length of the pendulum and the time period of the time period, and then we will find out the length of seconds pendulum. Actually, we need just one set of readings to find out all these three. So first step is just prepare a pendulum bob with whatever material you have. I could find this one. This is glass, but you can use any heavy and spherical body as bob. Lemon can also be used, but prefer to have it spherical because, and then use a string to tie this. This is called the bob, and this is now the pendulum. Certain precautions which are to be kept in mind: it needs to be spherical because spherical surface will have minimum frictional force because the area will be less. It can oscillate in one plane. Further, to find out the length of the pendulum, we need the distance between the point of suspension and the center of this. So if you have not taken it spherical, it will be difficult to find out the center of mass. But in this case, it is easier. And then you have to hang it from somewhere and set it into oscillation. Say I'm starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This way you can note down the time taken to complete 10 oscillations minimum, and then you can find out time period. Time period is time taken to complete one oscillation. So suppose for 15 we are getting 15 seconds, then for 1 it will be the time taken divided by the number of oscillations. So if we have used 10 oscillations, then this will be the time period. And then for next reading, you will have to change the length of the bob. So, length of the pendulum. So you need to keep on varying this length of the thread that you are using. Now this needs to be spherical, and when you set it in oscillations, keep in mind that this length should be very large in comparison to the amplitude that is being used. This amplitude means the distance from the central position. This should be very, very small. You should not leave it like this. The distance from the main position needs to be very small. This bob should oscillate in one plane. It should not move like this. So it should remain confined in one plane. And then for the observation table, you can have first the serial number, and then you can have the length of the pendulum, then time for say 10 oscillations, and then time period. So time period will be this time divided by 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to take a number of readings because you have to plot a graph, and further the chances of error are more than when we do it in lab. So that's why I take more readings, and then plot a graph. You can take time square on this, length on this. Plot a graph, whatever shape you get. Suppose this is the shape, then I can find out the expression for time period is 2 pi under root L by G. So t square is 4 pi square L by G. You will find out the value of slope. Right, that will give you L by T square value, and from here you can find out the value of G. From each reading also you can find out G. From here T is 2 pi under root L by G. So G will be 4 pi square L by T square. You have the value of L, you have the value of T. You can, one more column you can add for time square, because you need to use this value in plotting graph also. So just 5 columns enough, and then next column you can write for G. So you can calculate G separately for each observation also, and then you can find out even from the graph. So first part, to find out the value, you have calculated this value theoretically, you have plotted the graph, you have found the value of G using graph also, and the last part, to find out the second pendulum is a pendulum of which the time period is 2. So T square value will be 4. So you can find out the length corresponding to 4 second square. Right? Precaution should be kept in mind. The amplitude needs to be small in comparison to the length. Keep length large, keep it around 1 meter, and then keep on increasing for by 10 centimeters, say, for each reading. The distance, the difference between two, keep it at 10. Otherwise, the difference in time period will be too small to be observed. So keep difference 10 centimeter or 15 centimeter. Keep this length large in comparison to the amplitude. It should oscillate in one plane. These are all requirements which are to be kept in mind. This expression actually is valid only when the displacement of the bob from the mean position is very small. Okay, so this is one experiment. There is another experiment which can be tried at home. This is to find out the coefficient of friction. Static friction basically, by calculating the angle of repose. So you can write that, to find out the angle of friction by calculating the angle of repose. Angle of repose is that angle of an inclined at which the object starts coming down. Take an inclined plane such that this angle can be varied. That minimum angle at which the object kept onto it starts sliding down is called the angle of repose. And this is how the angle and the coefficient of friction are related. This we have done in theory. Now, to find out this angle, we need an inclined plane and one object. So I have taken this glass, okay, and keep one object onto it. And now it starts moving it like this. What we need to calculate is this value. We can mark it here and then find out or measure this angle using the protector. We can find out some other way also to find out. We can put a protector here and then keep it on horizontal plane with protector at this and keep on moving this. I can show you using protector also. We can keep it like this on horizontal plane and keep it moving like this. At whatever angle the object starts sliding down, note down that angle and then find out this value. Now, in order to make the observation table. Serial number, and then angle of repose and frictional coefficient. This is the coefficient of static friction. You can take 5 readings and then take the average of all friction coefficient. The purpose of taking 5 readings is because the coefficient of friction depends on roughness or smoothness of the surface, and that may not be same at all points. So keep the objects at different positions and then take the average. So that's it. You do these 2 experiments, write them in the practical file. Take the observations yourself.